What I'd like to talk about today is a very interesting discussion about the differences between two time signatures, 3/4 time and 6/8 time. The reason why this is so interesting is because there are broader implications to their differences. So while I do want to keep this under 2 minutes, hopefully it piques your interest to think about this statement. Basically, all rhythms can be broken into groups of 2 or groups of 3. And it's this one difference that makes a huge impact on the way we feel music. So let me back up just a second. Beats, as we know them, can get broken up into smaller units, and we call this subdivision. And in 4/4 time, 4/4 is counted 1, 2, 3, 4. In 4/4 time, that's 4 quarter notes, the subdivision is into 8 notes, and there are 8 of them contained in a measure of 4/4 time. And that's counted 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Well, the subdivision here is in groups of 2. There are 2 eighth notes in each beat. So let's go back to my original discussion, the differences between 3/4 and 6/8. First, they are similar because they both have the same number of beats in them. 3/4 time can be subdivided into 6 eighth notes, which is the same as 6/8. See? 6 eighth notes. So what's the difference? Why would we write one or count one instead of the other? And that's the crux of this discussion. In 3/4 time, which is 3 quarter notes, those subdivided groups are 3 groups of 2 eighth notes. See? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whereas in 6/8 time, you have 2 groups of 3 eighth notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so both sound very different because of how we're grouping the eighth notes. By grouping, what I mean by this is, yes, the way they're written, but also they sound different because grouping just means accent or emphasis. So when we group beats of 2, we are emphasizing every 2 notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 and 2 and 3 and. But in 6/8, we're emphasizing every 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So back to back, it sounds like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You hear it? The eighth note pulse is the same, but the grouping changes. And as I mentioned before, every rhythm can be subdivided into groups of 3 or groups of 2. And that's the difference between 3/4 and 6/8.